It is 3:31. Let's get the meeting started. Jay Anderson, could you please call the roll?
Yes, I can. Senator Masterson.
Here.
Senator Alley. Senator Alley. Last time, Senator Alley. Senator Sykes.
Present.
Senator Billinger. Senator Billinger. Senator Billinger. Representative Hawkins.
Here.
Representative Croft. Representative Croft. Representative Croft. Representative Miller. Representative Miller. Representative Miller. Representative Waymaster.
Here.
Governor Laura Kelly.
I'm here.
All right.
I saw Larry Alley up on the screen, but muted.
Okay. I'll take note of that. And I'll, Senator Alley, are you here? I'll take note of that further.
He was signed in. I saw it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guy, could you text him?
Yeah, I'm trying to now. He looks
Thanks.
like he's trying to flip between mute.
I
and
see him on my screen now.
Hey, Jay, you want to call him again?
Senator Alley, are you here? Senator Alley.
I'm
Senator
talking
Alley.
to him, he can't hear, so I'm trying to help him fix it.
Okay. Noted.
Do we have a quorum with him?
I think we have one.
Yes, we do with him.
Yes, we do with him.
With Alley. Okay, we have a quorum, so we're going to go ahead and start the meeting. I need a motion and a second on the minutes, approving the minutes of August 16th meeting.
So moved.
Speaker, second.
Okay, so Masterson motion and Hawkins seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, minutes are approved. All right, so the only item on the agenda today is the request of the Kansas Water Office for approval of the fiscal year 24 state water plan transfers to the Department of Ag and Department of Health and Environment. Connie Owen from the Kansas Water Office will give an overview of the water fund transfers, and Secretary Beam from Ag and Leo Henning from KDHE are also present to answer any questions that you all might have. Connie, could you go ahead and proceed?
Yes, can everyone hear me?
A little louder would be good.
Okay, I will speak a little bit louder. Will that help?
Yeah, you've got some background noise. Almost like a water tap running.
I hear that too, but that's not here.
Okay.
Okay, so my name is Connie Owen. I'm the director of the Kansas Water
Connie,
Office.
that's not going to work. IT, is there anything you can do about that background noise? in the world just happened? Connie, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and begin then.
Okay, thank you very much. Again, I'm Connie Owen, Director of the Kansas Water Office, and Governor Kelly and members of the council. Thank you for entertaining this request today. The Kansas Water Office requests approval of the transfer of monies as appropriated in 2023 Senate Bill 25 in the following amounts for the indicated water plan projects. $10 million to the Kansas Department of Agriculture, of which $7 million will be for Rattlesnake Creek, Quivira National Wildlife Refuge impairment, and $3 million for dam construction and rehabilitation. And Secretary Beam will tell you a little bit more about that. And for $5.8 million to the Kansas Department of Health and Environment for water quality initiatives. Senate substitute for 2302 established an additional transfer this year from the State General Fund to the State Water Plan Fund in the amount of $18 million with the intention that this transfer continue for 5 years. The Omnibus Appropriations Bill, Senate Bill 25, appropriated the $18 million to a new House Bill 2302 account in the Kansas Water Office's budget. Included language required the council to approve transfers from that account in the Water Office side to the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Health and Environment, the Department of Wildlife and Parks, or the University of Kansas for the benefit of the Kansas Geological Survey. The Department of Wildlife and Parks and the University of Kansas are not a part of this request. So this is strictly for the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Health and Environment. The requested transfers totaling $15.8 million are, as I said, $10 million for the Department of Agriculture and $5.8 for the Department of Health and Environment. And at this point, I will turn over the request for the Department of Agriculture to Secretary Beam.
Thank you and good afternoon. Also with me is Chief Engineer Earl Lewis. But as you'll see on the screen, the breakout for the 10 million would be to our Division of Water Resources and our Division of Conservation. But the 7,000 on the Quivira National Wildlife Refuge impairment is quite timely. There's a lot of interest in doing something and doing something early in 2024 to address that impairment in a voluntary way. And so these funds, as it's outlined, would be have some flexibility for trying to address the impairments with water right buyouts, augmentation, infrastructure, technology, and other solutions that will need to be fleshed out here in the next few months. The other $3 million is for dam construction and rehabilitation. Our Division of Conservation provides funds for this purpose through the water plan, but it has not provided funds that are eligible for privately owned high hazard dams. And we have many of those throughout the state. And so we believe that this $3 million will go a long way and potentially helping on a cost share on potentially 20 or more of those dams, with the priority again being those of high hazard. In other words, people that live or reside below those dams. And these are expensive projects, so this should be a big boost for that.
Does anybody have any questions for either Secretary Beam or for Connie Owen? Okay, let's move on. Connie?
Okay, thank you very much. The second component of the request is for the Kansas Department of Health and Environment. And at this time, I will turn this over to Leo Henning to describe the requests made on behalf of KDHE.
Thank you, Connie. Good afternoon. Again, this is Leo Henning. I'm the Deputy Secretary and Director of Environment at the Kansas Department of Health and Environment. As noted, KDHE was requesting $5.8 million transfer from the Kansas Water Office to enact several water quality projects that help implement the state's water plan and House Bill 2302. The first line is we are seeking $3,244,000 for the small town infrastructure support. These funds will be used to help an estimated 7 high priority communities of less than 1,000 citizens improve their drinking water and wastewater treatment systems and help them come back into compliance with federal standards. The second bullet is we are seeking $1.5 million to clean up 6 orphaned contaminated sites here in Kansas. The orphaned sites means that there's no responsible party to clean these sites up. And so these 6 sites have been identified and are ready to begin the cleanup actions. We're also seeking $50,000 to continue our efforts to remove trash from our river systems. These funds would initially be targeted to the Kansas River. And then lastly, we're requesting $1,006,000 to restart the groundwater quality monitoring network system. Kansas has a great database for measuring groundwater quantity, but has no systematic means to measure the groundwater quality. These funds would restart a program that used to exist to help experts around the state make good decisions on long-term data-driven decisions. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Connie or stand for questions.
Anybody have any questions for Leo?
I have. Are the 7 says funds high 7 high priority shovel ready projects? Are those already identified?
Yes.
Is there a timeline on those? Are they expected to be started and completed in this fiscal year, our state fiscal year, or they have longer timelines than that?
They would probably have longer timelines than that. I mean, many of them, I believe, could be done in a year, but I wouldn't commit to 1 year for all 7 of them.
Do we have any deadlines in place on the projects? Can any of them go stagnant or non-complete?
Well, of those 7, we just received applications, and we've been dealing with the engineering companies that are representing those cities. So they're ready to go, and all they need is a little help to get the project started financially.
Thank you, Leo.
Any other questions for Leo? All right, back to you, Connie.
Okay. So as I mentioned before, of the $18 million allocated into the water office budget account, the water office is planning to use $2.2 million for the following expenditures. And I might mention that although these do not require State Finance Council approval because they were appropriated directly into water office line item, the water office would like to offer this in the spirit of transparency and to allow the council to see the activities that we intend to engage in. So with that having been said, what we intend to do with the money is to spend $700,000 for the High Plains Aquifer Aerial Electromagnetic Data Collection. And this is a program through the Kansas Geological Survey that allows for remote scoping of the conditions of the aquifer, the geology and the hydrology, so that we can better manage the quality and better manage the resource. It would be a pilot project that begins in GMD4 in Northwest Kansas. And hopefully that would provide a lot better information on aquifer behavior to allow us to better save the aquifer over time. And then $500,000 for the High Plains Aquifer Feedlot and Dairy Water Reuse and Reclamation projects. We have a number of feedlots and dairies that are interested in water reuse and reclamation, which again is very important in saving the High Plains Aquifer because that results in less demand on the aquifer. So they need some additional financial assistance to get those projects going. And then $500,000 for the Kansas Water Office Grant Program Administration. 2302 established 2 new grant programs for the Water Office to create and administer, and to bring those into fruition and reality. We have $500,000 set aside for that. And then $350,000 for the grant partnership support, which helps focus attention on leveraging federal funds so that we can take advantage of federal infrastructure money, bill money, and bring that into Kansas for water purposes of our citizens across the state. And then $150,000 for Kansas Water Plan education and outreach. Stakeholder input from across Kansas identifies consistently that they want better education and outreach on their water issues and how to conserve water and what that means to them. So that's why we have designated that to target this high stakeholder priority. And I'll be happy to stand for questions about those.
Okay, any questions for Connie? Okay. Hearing none. Connie, are you finished with your presentation or do you have something else?
There was just one more slide, I believe, that highlighted all of these FY24 priorities, that they would all advance implementation of the water plan and help to pursue leveraging opportunities and address emerging issues. And as Leo had said, shovel-ready efforts and invest in data monitoring to improve groundwater management, quantity and quality, and focus opportunities on some one-time expenditures. So that was just sort of a wrap up for all three presentations. So I think that closes it out for me.
Okay. Again, any questions?
I was going to ask the same question of Mike. Are on the 10 million, the 7 and the 3, are those already determined projects? Are these identified?
No, not at this time. They've just started having collaborations with the Groundwater Management District and the other stakeholder organizations, ag organizations. So they're in the early stages of, how the best to recommend use of those. And we've told them that we prefer that this be some of these expensive projects would be cost share so that some of the locals can help do, but nothing's been determined yet as to which specific project.
So yours is more identification that you'll, by the time we meet again or get into session next year, you'll have these, you hope to identify these projects by the end of the fiscal year.
Yeah, I think in early in the session, could be a report on the progress of that.
Very good. If no one else has questions, I'll make the motion if you need it.
Can you hold on just a second, Senator Masterson?
Sure.
Let me just clarify. Representative Croft, are you now in the meeting?
I saw it.
Yes, ma'am, I'm on.
Okay, very good. And Senator Alley, can you hear us? And
Can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. Okay, so we know that you guys are connected. And then Senator Masterson, please go forward with the motion.
I would move we approve the resolution authorizing the transfers as presented and in the resolution in the total amount of $15,800,000.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second. Senator Sykes.
Second from Sykes. We need a roll call vote.
All right. Senator Masterson,
Aye.
Senator Alley,
Aye.
Senator Sykes,
Aye.
Representative Hawkins,
Aye.
Representative Croft,
Aye.
Representative Waymaster,
Aye.
Governor Kelly.
Aye.
The resolution passes. Unanimous vote.
Hello, it's Senator Billinger.
Oh, Senator Billinger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did not see Senator Billinger has joined. Senator Billinger.
Aye.
Okay. So still unanimous.
Still unanimous.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right. That concludes our meeting for today. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Got a motion, a second?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, everybody.